Hello, pile one. Welcome to your reading. So let's see how men view you in this pile. How do men view, or what do they think about when they see pile one? How do they view? Six of Swords. A lot of men in this pile, yeah, Empress at the top of the deck. A lot of men in this pile wonder how you make your money. Pile one, like how do you make your money? How do you stay afloat? How do you stay like providing for yourself? You could be single in this pile with the Empress, or people just perceive you to be like well taken care of or independent, or you take care of yourself. If not independent, you take really good care of yourself. Yeah, it's how you're viewed or what they think about when they see you. How should they view pile one? How do men view pile one? Devil. They obsess a lot about how you look in this pile with the Empress and the Devil. They obsess a lot about how you look. I think they often, also I'm getting like they project onto you actually. Like, so how you look, they project once they see you. Like certain thoughts they project onto you. It could be sexual with the Devil. So like they project sexual thoughts onto you when they see you. Yeah, I think a lot about your looks. Like they focused a lot about your looks and what you have with the Empress. So like they look at like what you're wearing, so they might think that you have like designer. You could wear designer, so they look to check your bag, like what bag is she carrying. I know it's expensive because she's the Empress. Or they just, I don't know, they like how you wear your clothes. Like you could just wear clothes that look expensive with the Devil. I don't know, they just, when men view you, what they think about first is like they look at which, like they definitely like check you out. So they look at what you're wearing, what you're purchasing, what you're buying. So I feel like these guys, why they do this is because they want to see how you afford these things. Or I don't know, like why do they worry about stuff? Maybe like they want to see if like, I don't know, just being nosy in this pile. But that's what they think about. So let's see what else do men, how do men view pile one? I just saw the Page of Pentacles, so that's what I'm saying. And then the Six of Cups, you got the 2 of, so yeah, 9 of, it's giving like how they perceive you is that like they want to give you, like they want to see if they can afford you. They want to see if they can give you a money offer most times. Like with the Page of Pentacles, I'm getting like that's more so their energy. I'm not sure. It's giving like they want to see if they have an opportunity, or should they just not even embarrass themselves, because you're coming up as an Empress and the 9 of Pentacles. So that's giving like somebody who's single, who does well for themselves, don't really need, like you're not a beggar. You don't need to, like, you have high standards basically is how men view you in this pile. And difficult to, it's some type of difficulties, I guess, with the Devil. We'll see. How do men view pile one when they see pile one? 4 of Pentacles. It's a lot of Pentacles energy, like, so I did see the Queen of Earth, so you could be an Earth sign. A lot of men view you as temptation. Yeah, temptation. 4 of Cups. I don't know if like they maybe if they're with their spouse or something, they try not to look with a child, a woman, and a guy. So I'm getting like maybe for some of you guys, like they look at you as like a big temptation, or that they shouldn't even look your way. This is like if you're single and you run across like a couple, they try not to look your way, to be respectful, you know. I just feel like you give off this energy of like seduce, like, what is it, Medusa? I heard Medusa, but it don't have to be that evil with the devil. I'm just getting like people stop and stare at you. It's kind of rude. So like Medusa, you know, she like turns her victims into stone. So I feel like how men, like, they stare at you, like they feel like you're gorgeous. But I feel like maybe it's a lot of fours in this pile. You could be seeing a lot of 444, a lot of even numbers, or 111, 1111 in this pile. But how men view you as well, like you don't really like to be bothered with like mediocre things, or you don't really like small talk, or they just feel like a lot of men view you as like hard to get with the devil and the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles is like something hard to get or hard to come by. So I feel like you're also very rare, like you look different from all the other outsiders, like, I don't know, in your town or in your village or in your city. You look very, like, you stand out with the devil. What else? Yeah, I feel like maybe you're a foreigner, or you came from somewhere special, you came from somewhere different, or you have a lot of different backgrounds, or this is just how they perceive you. They feel like you have a lot of different, like you could, I feel like if one man looks at you in this pile, like for me to say that, I feel like if one man looks at you in this pile, they might think that you're like mixed with Asian and something else. And if somebody else looks at you, they might be like, no, she's mixed with like white and, I don't know, black. So it's like a different, they like you kind of could go for a lot of different ethnicities in this pile. Also, yeah, so you could, men just view you as different, not of the ordinary with the word. You could even, they could even view you, let's see, let me pull a couple more. Ace of Swords. Okay, so Ace of Swords fell on the floor. So you draw a lot of attention in this pile, wherever you go. And a lot of people project onto you with the Ace of Swords very strongly. I don't know why, but I'm getting a lot of projection here. So it's kind of like guys feel like they already know you, or they already can, yeah, it's like they feel like they already know you by looking at you or by observing you. They feel like they know the type of girl that you are, and they can find you to be like very materialistic with the devil, and you're very like, maybe even detached from reality with the Ace of Swords in the world is how guys perceive you. Like you're a bit detached from reality. You're not really here. You're kind of like wandering, or I don't know. Hangman. Yeah, it's giving me that aloof energy I was talking about. So you're kind of like, it's like kind of like guys feel like you don't really notice them. Okay, yeah, it's like you don't really notice them. Like when you're out and about, you don't really notice them. Like you walk straight by them, or you try to not make eye contact or something, or you just, it's like they feel like you don't notice them, and it's hard to get your attention because you're focused on something else, or you're usually like on your phone or texting or on a phone call. I don't know what the Ace of Swords is giving, like you're paying attention to something elsewhere, or yeah, it's like it's giving like the energy of like how guys perceive you is very confident, and you don't really like your time being wasted. You know why you're there, wherever they see you at, wherever they meet you, and it's not really, it's like high and by with you possibly. So it's very intriguing with the devil. Knight of Swords. Yeah, like heavy projection. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting a sexual projection, but I'm also getting the Queen of Swords. So you can be a little cold or detached or like aloof, not really paying attention to what's around you. So I don't know if like, yeah, you're not really paying attention to what's going on anyways, but I feel like people project onto you more than you actually probably know. I'm not sure. They like to like idolize you with the devil. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. It's like they feel like whatever they think about you is true. It has to be true. They like to fantasize a lot in this pile about, and they like to see if like they can afford what you're buying or afford what you're, yeah. So they want to see what's in your cart, or they want to see what's in your bag, or they want to see what type of bag you're carrying, or they want to see what shoes you're wearing or something like that. Or I feel like a lot of these men probably get too close or too personal or something like that, and you're kind of like, and they perceive to you, well, I already said that, like you're financially good. Ace of Wands. Yeah, a lot of these men are sexually attracted to you and mentally distracted by you, or mentally attracted to you as well. So they feel energetically pulled towards you with the Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands. It's kind of like that, like I was saying, they kind of try to, it's almost like they try to telepathically talk to you, communicate with you, or telepathically attack you in this pile most times. It's like they look at you a certain way and they want to say something, but they can't. I don't know why they feel like they can't say it, or they know they can't say something to you, so they kind of like telepathically send messages to you. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I'm getting like, I feel like men in this pile could be pretty rude, or they don't even know that they're coming off rude, or very they're coming out very materialistic, like they can impress you with money in this pile. But yeah, that's what I get from what men think about when they see you or what they perceive of you. So if it did help and it did resonate, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next post. Hi pile 2, welcome to your reading. So let's see what men think of you, what they perceive of you when they see you in this pile. So how do men, or this particular man, view my viewers who chose pile 2? Let's see. How do men view pile 2? How do men view pile 2? World for the first card. For how they view you. Let me look at this card for a second. First of all, the first thing they notice, and this part I feel like is your hair for some of you guys. You could have long hair. I'm seeing like a braid with this green thing around her. So you just have long hair, curly hair, kinky hair, something. Like they just like your hair, however it is, when you put curls in it, or just like the length of it, or the color is what they notice, or the colors if your hair has multiple colors. But I'm just feeling like your hair is what they notice first. They find you to have a very athletic, pretty toned body. So if you wear something like kind of tight or revealing, they notice you have a nice body. So like your hair and your body is like the first thing that they look at and the first thing that they notice. And like your skin color, your skin tone. So yeah. lot of guys feel like you're not from here, so you're not from that part of town. You're not from around that way, so they feel like you might have moved to that part of town, or you do a lot of moving. So like you could have, like, for this part, you could probably, it's hard for you to stay still or something. Guys, notice that you're like agitated or anxious or nervous. So that you could have a lot of energy in this pile. You could walk fast, like you just have a lot of energy. Your eyes have a lot of energy, like you look back and forth really fast. Like they notice that you're aware of your surroundings. Very, very aware of your surroundings. Like you can even notice that you talk to yourself, is what I'm getting. Like you talk to yourself out loud, or you mouth things, or you just look at more than one thing at once. Like you're very, very aware of your surroundings and where you're going. And they kind of view you as like mischievous, or that like you might, like they feel like you might, I don't know, let's see. Queen of Wands, you could be a fire sign or have fire in your chart: Aries, Leo, Sag. And that's also giving like the clarification on that you have a nice body, or they feel like you work out. Ace of Cups. A lot of guys feel like that you're spiritual, or this particular person feels like you're very spiritual. I think this might be coming through for somebody that knows you, because how else would they know that you're spiritual unless you wear some type of like outfit that shows that you're very religious or spiritual for some of you guys. So maybe it's like what you put on is spiritual, like crystals or like cloth or something like that. But they find you to be very like blessed. So you could be rich in this pile, or you could be financially abundant and very, very loved by the people. With the World and the Ace of Cups, is giving me you're loved by the community. So I don't know if you go certain places and people know you and they're happy to see you and they just smile very big and they welcome you and stuff like that. But they're just people, these men notice that people that you know are very happy to be around you, and they're happy to be a part of your life. Like they just, whenever you come around, you like bright up the room, like you make their day better. So yeah, like you're the leader of, you're like some type of leader is how men perceive you. You have like a leadership. Yeah, Queen of Wands is like a leader. She's a leader. She doesn't lead. She doesn't follow. She leads by example is what I wanted to say. 5 of Cups. Like, yeah. So you attract a lot of men that are unhealed possibly, or they're looking for healing. It's not that they're unhealed, but they're looking for some type of healing effect. So they want a woman that's healing. They could also be healed, but I feel like you could attract both. Just men that need to be healed, a little narcissistic, or men that are already healed. They just want a healed partner as well. Like all these men are attracted to your healing vibration. So I'm really getting you're psychic, or you're like some type of witch, or you're some type of like, you're very spiritual for real in this pile. It's not even their perspective of you. It's like you're actually very spiritual, because I feel like whenever you're around people with the World and the 5 of Cups, like they do feel like their day is better, is going better. I don't know, you're some type of inspiration. So King of Cups, Page of Cups. Whew. So a lot of guys wanna this is strange, but a lot of guys would want to like is that what it's called? Co-create with you, like have a family with you type of energy. Like they know that you would be like a great wife, or they feel like you're somebody's wife, somebody's girlfriend. Like you're just, yeah, they feel like you're somebody's wife, somebody's girlfriend, somebody like you, like very submissive, vulnerable, soft energy, but also healing and giving and nurturing. So they also feel like you could be a mother, or you just mother a lot of things, like animals, projects, people. Like you're a goddess in this pile. And a lot of guys fall in love with you like first sight, or they just feel this sparkle, they feel this intense feeling. With the King of Cups, how men view you and perceive you, it's like, yeah, intense feeling with the Strength card at the top of the deck. It's like you give them this cooling effect. I don't know, because a lot of men are passionate. They're naturally passionate and naturally like in chaos sometimes because of society. Like they can't really show their feelings, or I don't know, like you just give this cooling, soft effect to like their flame. So it's kind of like a lot of fiery men are drawn to you mostly. You know, the King of Cups, you could be any sign and be fiery. So I feel like you could have a lot of options in this pile, actually. Devil. Yeah, they feel a strong sense of like wanting to approach you, or feeling like you're the one. Yeah. Star. So it's actually healing that they feel from your presence and from your aura, but they feel like it's an attachment if they crave it that bad. You know, with the devil, it's like it depends on how bad these men crave it from you. It'll turn into a heavy like attachment or stalker energy, or like creep vibes if they don't know how to control their urges with the Strength for you in this pile. You could have a cat in this pile, I'm not sure. For some of you guys, you do have like some type of animal you are familiar. It could be a bird, it could be a cat, it could be a dog, I don't know. You have some type of familiar, like an animal that soothes you, I feel like. You could spend a lot of time alone, or a lot of men feel like, but they feel like you're married or you have a boyfriend. So I can't say that they feel like you're alone. They definitely don't feel like you're alone. Three of Cups. For how men perceive you. Yeah, like you help out a lot, or people around you instantly feel happier is what they realize and what they actually see. So when you speak to somebody, they're naturally more alive. Like they feel in this Three of Cups, like they feel connected to you, or they smiling more, or you make them laugh, you make them feel good, is what they notice. So they perceive you to be like a good girl, a housewife or something, or somebody's like girlfriend. So a lot of guys feel like you live with someone, or they try to court you when you are single. They probably try to make a joke and see if you do have a boyfriend, because somebody like you must be taken, is what they're feeling like. This is type of energy where like I heard your boyfriend will let you have friends, like I don't know. Ten of Swords. They feel like you could reject a lot of people. And some people just don't get it, maybe in this pile. King of Cups want to come out again. Yeah, you could reject a lot of people. Judgment. A lot of men feel like you help them, or you would help them, but I was already saying that. So yeah, these men perceive you to be like their savior almost, like you'll help them with something that's tormenting them or something that's bothering them emotionally or spiritually, because the King of Cups, that's spiritual, yeah, the Judgment. So they feel like they perceive you to be their healer, their savior, like literally a god. Like, I don't know what you wear, if you wear all white or if you're literally it's your energy though. I don't think it's like you could look any type of way in this pile, but whoever they pick this pile, I think they go off of like their spirit calling to you, the Judgment. And it's a little bit like probably overwhelming to you or uncomfortable to you, because you're just like, why do, like, it's a little bit inappropriate. But like I said, they also perceive you to have a boyfriend or husband with the King of Cups. And they don't really want to disturb you. For some men don't care with the Three of Cups, obviously, but let's see. Let me get two more and close it. Got the High Priestess. You're definitely very not new to this. You've been here before. King of Swords. Yeah, men notice you right away. They notice you right away. And a lot of men maybe try not to notice you or try not to stare because they think you're in a commitment. Fool. Fool for how men view you. I don't know, a lot of men like a lot of men in this part want to tempt you in some type of way. And they really, really want a chance with you, even if you have a person in this pile, because you're just that magnetic. And even if they have a person, I don't know. I just feel like you're just very magnetic. The whole energy and vibe that men pick up off of you is very magnetic. It's very high vibrational. It's very healed energy. Like that Fool energy is like no attachments. Like you can love people unconditionally. You're very well mannered. You have manners. You're very just in your own world. But when you come into other people's world, you make them feel relieved, or you make them feel healed with the Ace of Cups. So a lot of people, these men appreciate you, but I'm also getting women as well. But since we're doing men, a lot of men appreciate you and love you almost instantly. They feel like they have to praise you or give you like some type of thank you, or just be kind to you in this pile, or just help you out in this pile. I don't know, because the Six of Pentacles on the top of the deck is giving me like good karma. Like, so messing with you is going to either give them like very, very good karma or really, really bad karma. Because of how spiritual you are with the High Priestess. So that's what I have, and how gifted you are. So that's what I have for you for how men view you. And if it did help and it did resonate, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next post. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So let's see how men view you in this pile. Off the back, men view you to be very young. You could be very young, or a lot of older guys are attracted to you. So you, like, either way, you're very young, right? But even if you're not young, or it depends. I feel like you just look very young, like younger than your years. Like you look very youthful. But I also feel like older men are attracted to you. It doesn't matter what age. So let's see. How do these men view Pile 3? Very playful. First, let me get the cards out. How do you pile 3 Spirit? The viewer chose this pile. How do men view? Or what do they think about? Ace of Wands. Or how they view you in this pile. Because that could be a lot of things. Let's see. Let me get a few more cards. Ace of Wands. Let me keep her. They feel like it's like my way or the highway with you. You're in and out, in and out. You're very smooth. You're very yeah, you're very smooth. You're very like attractive. I was getting sexy. You're very like maybe even in a rush most times, or you're just kind of like you don't have the time of day type of energy. So don't even like approach me. Don't even waste my time. I'm really not interested. I could do better. Or I'm not even like paying attention to you type of energy. Like you're really just in my way. Like I have things to do. Like get out of my way, you're wasting my time type of energy. Like you have a lot of things that like you need to take care of. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles, since I said like they view you to be very busy. Like busy, you could be an entrepreneur, or you want to be an entrepreneur. I don't know, just like you have a lot of things. Like you could be a single mother, or you could just be single, period. I don't know, like you're just entrepreneur. You don't have to be single, but it's just giving me like a badass in this pile. You're very badass. Nobody can really tell you what to do. If somebody compliments you, you've already heard it before. It's kind of like you'll give them like a fake thank you, or you just like, I don't know, like you're just very confident and cocky and arrogant is how men perceive you. Like you're just very full of yourself. Like you're very like alpha female. I'm getting a very masculine, intimidating, tempting energy from you, where you really just can't be kept. You're like on the scene. You're probably like, you like to just Ace of Pentacles. Dang. Yeah, I feel like you're like a boss in this pile. You're very bossy and you're a boss. Like you call your own shots. You're in very high demands, but you're also demanding of what is yours and what you deserve. Lovers, for how men view you. 10 of Cups, for how men view you. So it's like how men view you. You could be a Gemini or a fire sign, don't have to be. But men view you as like very like in tune with yourself, very in tune with your body, very in tune with like your desires, your goals, very in tune with the path that you're on. Like once you have your mind set on something, that's what it is and that's what you're gonna have. Like it's hard to tell you no. Yeah, because it's like my way or highway. It's hard to tell you no with anything. Like you could be very successful, or men view you as very successful, and if you're not successful yet to what you perceive to be successful, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there, and other men know you're gonna get there. So whatever you think is like your peak, some of you guys, they view you as already being at your peak with this heel. So you could be in your prime right now, or it's like, and you look very young. Like you're just very like outgoing, but it's not even like, I feel like you're just somebody who don't play around. Like, so I feel like outgoing is more like you're always on the move. Like you have a lot of motion, you have your own motion. So you can have like your own things, your own car, your own place, or that's what it will be. Or you're saving up for that now, and this is who like This is like basically like you're in your higher self, you're living your dream life, like your dream everything. So men view you as like the it girl. They view you as somebody who really can't tell you anything, because you have everything on your own, and if you don't, you go out and get it with the Ace of Wands. Like, you could travel a lot, or you will start traveling a lot alone or with like a lover. I feel like this is the type of power of men view you as like you can have sex. Yeah, with all these cards, it's giving like you could have sex without strings attached if you wanted to. Like, you're very just on the go. Like, so men view you as a heartbreaker, and if not a heartbreaker, they just view you as like, you want to play around right now with your options. You want to explore different options. You want to explore different cities and stuff like that. You just want to explore right now. You're very interested in your studies or in your work right now. Like, that's like, you're very interested in whatever is in, like, you're very interested in whatever is interested in you, but you're also very interested in like what can better you, what can help you grow with the Queen of Wands. And then we did see the Ace of Pentacles, right? Yeah. So men view you as something to not play with. Like, you're nothing to play with. You could have an anger issue or a temper. It's how men view you. Like, you could get mad easily or irritated easily if things aren't going right, or you know somebody's trying to play with you, or if you feel like your time's being wasted. Like, you're just hella bossy, and you're not afraid to look like you're upset. Like, you're not afraid to be bitchy. Queen of Pentacles, yeah, it's like bossy. Like, it could also be an earth sign. Yeah, Three of Pentacles on the top of the deck. Like, a lot of men view you as that you have more than one man, or you can keep more than one man, and still be unsatisfied. Or a lot of men feel like you have a high sex drive as well. I don't know how. I don't know, maybe because of how, like, I heard abrasive, but I don't even think that's the word. Is that the King of Pentacles? So you could attract a lot of earth sign or men that own their own business as well. They're very good with money, like finances. So you could have, but you also can attract older men with money that want to invest in you, invest in your body, invest in your looks, invest in your company, invest in your studies, like school. Or you could have a very wealthy father. I don't know, like, I just feel like you get, men view you as getting spoiled treatment from King of Pentacles energy. Like, you could be like very, okay, so that makes sense. Like, men view you as like, you could have like a very grounded man in your, like, men, I want to say men, or somebody help, I don't know, they just feel like you're a sugar baby because of how you act and how you, yeah, like, men view you and think you have a sugar baby, maybe because they want to be your sugar daddy too. Like, they're like, oh, you are very attractive, you look very young, you act like you really, like, you have a bunch of options, not even that you act, but you know how some people, they don't believe that they have more than one option to choose from. They get kind of scared because of the scarcity of things that come by. So I feel like you don't really be tripping off of like who comes and goes out of your life. Yeah, death. Oh my gosh. So it's kind of like men know you have, like, they know you do what you want, not what you can type of energy. Like, very like cocky, like, and it's so attractive though. Like, so it's kind of like you need a King of Pentacles to kind of deal with you, because if you don't, they'll be insecure about how you react to things, or how you kind of like come off, because you're just so like, you basically tell it like it is, and like, if it's not that, then you're leaving type of energy with the Death card. And you have no regrets. Like, you don't really feel guilty, or you don't feel bad, because you're in this lover's energy. Like, you're dating, you're traveling, you're like, basically you're like enjoying life. Is how men view you. Like, so You intimidate a lot of these men, honestly. These men that perceive you in this way, you intimidate them and possibly even make them insecure or angry at you. So you could get a lot of like men that project onto you, but it's like evil eye, like because they know that they can't have somebody like you, or you're just as bossy as them, like, you know, you're just as masculine as them, like you're just as ambitious as them. So it's like, get out of my way type of energy. Like you probably don't even really ask for help in this pile type of energy. So a lot of men don't ask if you need help, but when you do ask, it's like, oh, I didn't even think she was gonna ask me for help because it looks like she got it, or it looks like I don't know, it's like a lot of men are actually afraid to approach you unless they have money, maybe with the King of Pentacles. But yeah, a lot, unless like they just are afraid to approach you in this pile because of embarrassment, or because of like you're not like a sweetheart. You might be a sweetheart, but it's like you won't be a sweetheart to like shield anyone's feelings. I don't feel like at all. Let's see. Let me get a few more and I'm gonna close it. How do men view pile 3? Ooh, I heard Queen of Cups. So you could be a water sign, earth sign, or a fire sign, but you could also be an air sign. What was I channeling before? A lot of men could feel like you're shady is what I heard, or it could be women since Queen of Cups came out. I don't know, people feel like you're shady. I just feel like it's like if people aren't as confident as you in this pile, they'll feel like you're being shady or you're being shallow or shady. But it's not even that you're being shallow or shady, it's just you're not gonna like play nice. So they could be projecting onto you, like they could feel like they're pretending to be something they're not when you come around, because you're just so blunt. It's kind of scary. Especially today where we have all the social media where you can like kind of duck and hide behind a camera or an Insta story, but in real life you're something that you're not. So I feel like you intimidate men and women. With the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry, I fell on the floor. And then we got the 7 of Cups for how men view you. Yes, you have a lot of options in love, money, career, where you want to live, what you want to eat, what you want to do today. So it's like you have motion, like you have your own mobility, like you can just move and sleep and eat and do whatever on your timing. So a lot of men feel like the world revolves around you, like it literally does, like it's your world. So if they don't have the best of the best, like you're not finna be there, or you're not finna waste your time. Like you're not stuck on like dead weight. Like yeah, Queen of Wands is like you're not stuck on like something from the past. Like you're not finna have something weigh you down when it's no longer, like it doesn't serve you, you know? So you definitely take pleasure in the things that you do and how you live. Like you don't do nothing that doesn't give you like pleasure or it gives you satisfaction. So that's what I have for you for how men view you. If it did help and it did resonate, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next post.